Okay, so this is part 6 of my 1000 day series. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get to it. So in the last video I didn't really show you guys the place we're at, and we're gonna be here a while, so it's time I tell you. This is one of the 3 mansions in West Point, and I gotta tell you, I'm really excited to do this because, like, even though I've been to West Point many times, I don't think I've ever explored like all of it. It has always been kind of a checkpoint just to get to Louisville, so this one's gonna be nice for me. The first thing I need to do is clear the other houses, and this one right in front of our base had like a lot of zombies in it. The good thing about this house we're staying at is that we have the river like really close, so we're gonna be able to fish in and not just starve to death. And look at what I found by the pier. 2 boats just waiting for us. I think it's the first time I've seen one this close. We're definitely gonna come back for them later. But let's not get settled so much. I wanna go and start making my way into West Point. And it's gonna be the same game plan as always. Use the sports car to attract the zombies and deal with them as they come. I found our first katana in West Point the next day and moved the car a little further. My goal here is to just clear the area around the school so we can start our actual base here. The house we're staying at is nice, but it's just too far away from everything, so... The only problem is that this place is just completely full of zombies. Everywhere you look, there are a lot of them. I hit a tree on the way back home and got a deep wound on my left hand. And luckily it was on my left hand, so my attack speed is still the same. We've been driving back and forth this road for like 5 days now, and it looks like we're attracting a few zombies that were close enough to hear us. This is gonna be a problem soon. And this is not even the most populated area of West Point. I pulled a little more zombies than I should have, and I almost got to full exertion here. I'm pretty sure West Point and Modra have like the same amount of zombies. Maybe West Point has a little more. But the thing is, West Point is smaller, so it really doesn't make sense. And the loot here is way inferior to Modra. So I really don't understand why they made it like this. I was going back to the school when I hit another tree, but this time it wasn't just a scratch. This is not the worst kind of fracture, but it's gonna slow us down all the same. So all I can do for now is just fish and wait. And forage. I completely forgot this was a thing. It's gonna be a while before I can max it out, but it's a skill we're gonna have to grind in the summertime anyway. Surprisingly, on the next day, we weren't limping anymore. The fracture is still there, but with the splint on, we can walk normally. Which means we can go back to the school and, drive more carefully. But when I got there, my guy here was limping again. I have no idea why. I mean, we can still outrun zombies like this, so I might as well stay here for the day. I don't want to risk it too much, so on the next day I went back to foraging. I even paid Ben a visit, but he wasn't home. I don't know how long it's gonna take for this fracture to heal, so I'm gonna speed this up for you guys while I do a lot of foraging and fishing. I decided to remove the splint this morning and the fracture was gone. It lasted exactly 8 days, which is weirdly fast, but you know, I'm not complaining. Now we can go back to killing the zombies by the school. And don't worry, I'll drive safe. And look at this, I already found a katana. I'm starting to run out of spears and I don't have hunting knives to craft more. So we're gonna have to go after that tomorrow. I moved the car before I went home today, just to make sure that this area south of the school is cleared out as well. Before I went out looking for hunting knives, I had to gas up the generator, just to make sure our food doesn't go bad. And now we can start looting. A lot of the bodies already disappeared because of the time it took to heal that broken foot, but I still found a few. By the way, look at this snowstorm. This is one of the big ones. It's not much, but it'll help us get by for now. So now we can go back to securing the school. A few of the zombies got away from the horde, but I managed to get everything under control again. And guess what? I hit a tree again. This time thankfully it was only a scratch, but I do gotta be more careful. A couple meta events and a jet ended up pulling all of the zombies from the car, so that kinda slowed us down a little. I moved the car one last time, and now I think we're pretty much done. Of course there's still gonna be a few zombies walking here and there, but the more bulky part is done, so I guess we can start securing the school. I'm gonna base on the second floor and break the stairs, cause it's still not very safe to be here, but we'll do that tomorrow. Today I just cleared the inside to make sure there are no zombies left. The next morning I gathered all of the items that were in the house, got the Jenny, and headed out to our next base. The 3 mansions are a great choice if you're looking for a long-term base. It's kind of far away from everything, but I don't know, I guess that's good and bad. I placed the generator outside of the base, and you'll see why in a second. Then I placed a few sheep ropes, and when I was going down to break the stairs, I heli flew by and pulled a bunch of zombies to the school. And that's exactly why I placed the generator outside. This way they don't stay inside the school and just like gather up at one place. Never mind that. I hate the expanded heli event mod. Well, not really, it's way more fun to play like this. After a little cleanup, I cut down some trees and started securing the base properly. Now they can get to the second floor and we are 100% safe. I'm gonna organize some of this right now and expand this room so we can have all of our stuff in one place. I'm kinda starving right now, so I went across the street to get something to eat. Then I went back to the base and built a set of stairs so we can get on the roof. Got a trash bin in here to delete the items we don't need. And built a couple water barrels. I decided I'm gonna change the red carpet to blue so it matches in both rooms. And this is what I meant when I said the generator would group the zombies together. This way it's less likely I'll run into one inside the school. I had no idea it would take this long to change carpets. After I had finished it, I went after some bleach so I could clean the floor. Now tell me this doesn't look much better. I didn't have enough to clean everything, but just this little part makes it a lot better. Now I want to do the same thing I did in Modra, which is to get every skill book I can find so we have like the full collection in one place. And I started by getting some of the bookshelves from the library, and I'm gonna have like one bookshelf for each level, just like we did in Modra. I didn't find all of the books, but this is good enough. Before the day was over, I went to the river to see where I could fish, and I found two more boats there just waiting for me. I don't want to finish the base right now, because if I do that, then the rest of the episode is gonna be me swinging at zombies. So I'm gonna go swing at zombies now, and we can finish the base once that gets boring. But before I go do that, I need to get a bed for this place. And now we can go. I'm having a hard time keeping my weight up, because fishing in the winter is just the worst. I think I might have to go loot some houses to find food. Also, I forgot to get a stove for the place, so I did that as well. I moved the car today, and it looks like it's getting serious. I decided I'm gonna try fishing twice a day to see if that keeps my weight up. I found a new piano stool today. I think I lost mine in Modra and didn't find one until now. I ended up pulling more than I should have, and they got all the way to the base. The next day, a heli crashed while I was fighting the zombies, and it caused a complete mess. I think this is the first time the expanded heli event mod is actually getting in the way of what I'm doing. And I'm out of spears again. So I spent the next day looking for hunting knives and crafting more spears. And now I'm underweight. So I'm gonna have to go find some high calorie foods. And also got a scratch on my upper arm. At least we're good for a while. But I'm still gonna try and survive off of fish and keep what we got as a backup. Now we can go back to the car. Oh, actually, I need to clear the area around the school because the crash heli got some attention to this side. And I found one more cutscene today. And because things just can't seem to go smoothly on this episode, the sports car ran out of gas today. Now the zombies are gonna migrate for the 5th time in the last 10 days. I have some gas left in the gas can, but it won't be enough. Luckily, I found some more close to the sports car. And just as I get a large number of zombies around the car, a jet flies by and takes them away. It's starting to get annoying. At least I managed to turn off the car before I went back. This city is on a different level. Just a couple blocks down and look at how many more zombies showed up. It's gonna take a few days to clear this one. Or maybe not. But again, only a block down and a few hundred more show up. Not only that, but just as I parked the car, this ally decided to start shooting and made a mess. Yeah, this may be the biggest horror we've seen so far. This one is actually gonna take a few days to clear. I found a katana in the middle of all this. And also, before I forget, we just hit 100,000 kills. It's crazy to think that after I finished the first video, I thought I might be able to get like 10,000 kills on every episode and finish the series with 100k. This is just a huge number. But now going back to this episode's new trend, this heli just tried to pull the zombies away from the car, but this time it wasn't so bad. And now migration got them. I gotta craft more spears anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I spent the next day doing that. And now I can go back to the heart. I got inside the car today, and it looks like I'm gonna run out of gas before I can clear these guys. We've been here for so long that some of the bodies have started to disappear already. Since a few of them wandered off of the car, I decided to go after some gas. And luckily I found this car that had a full tank. So I think this should last us up until we get to a gas station. And it looks like we're done with this horde. It only took 10 days to clear this one. 10 days. I drove around this block today, and there are not as many zombies as I thought it would. So maybe it won't be as bad going forward. I found one more katana today. It looks like we got a big part of West Point in those hordes back there. Cause this city is empty. I mean, not really, but like way less than we've seen so far. Found another katana by the gas station. There's still a few zombies close to the edge of town, but it's nothing that's gonna take too much time. I found another katana today. And to be honest, I'm getting bored of killing zombies. So tomorrow we're gonna continue the base building. The first thing I wanna do is build a place that I can use to level up mechanics. I could just do it out in the open, but we all remember what happened in the first episode. So now that I finished building that, we're gonna need cars to work on. I tried towing a car here, but it doesn't really work. So I'm gonna try to find a battery and some gas so I can do this right. I found a heavy duty one in a car, but I need a sports car battery. So I decided to go to the American Tire shop on the other side of town. And even though there are a few zombies here, I managed to get in and find a battery. So now we can start leveling up. I had to stop for a while to find some more food and got to level 9 mechanics while a jet flew by. And finally got to level 10 after a few days. Now there's only farming left in the crafting skills. But enough of that, let's go back to the slashing sound of spears. I just now realized that I left the sports car running for like 15 days, so of course it's out of gas. I have found a couple generators back in these streets, so I got one and took it to the gas station. I think half a tank will last to the end of this video, so it's good enough. I think this is probably the last big group left in West Point. I leveled up to fishing 8 the next morning, but I wasn't recording. And we're done with this one as well. Now that we've cleared most of the city, I want to go loot some places and just like take notes on the stuff I find. And the first place is the gun store behind Twiggy's. I actually forgot to bring a sledgehammer, so I had to go back and get it. Now a lot of you have been asking me if I'm gonna use guns eventually, and yes, I will. But I have something planned that's gonna take a lot of ammo, so I'm just saving for that. But don't worry, I use them. And I also went to the Gigamart to get some more food. It really looks like we cleared most of the city in that one place back there. Of course there's always gonna be a few like here and there, but you can see it's way less than it should be. I went over to the police station the next day, and the loot here is way better than Rosewood and Moja. It's still not good enough for the amount of zombies we had to go through, but still. Also, I broke the bow bar of the ambulance today, so now I can't run over zombies anymore. I got in the sports car to see if any zombies would show up, and surprisingly, there are quite a few behind the police station. And another katana. One more. So I hit the car again, got a scratch, now I can't fight. But with the power of first aid 10, we're back to full speed in just one day. I took the sports car to the storage unit and warehouse on the edge of town, and there are a few zombies here. And not anymore. After looking at some of the vehicles here, I decided to take the sports car back to the school, because I don't think we're gonna need it anymore. The next day I went to clear this area south of the base, and there's still this little place I haven't checked yet, and there's nothing special here, I just want to clear it. I drove around some more the next day, mostly just looking for cars, but I stopped to clear this street because it had a few more zombies than usual. I did the same thing again the next day, and now that I've been to every POI in West Point, I think it's time to leave. There are not a lot of things I want to take back to base with me. Actually, the only thing I'm gonna leave here for now are the guns. But I'll come back for them when the time is right. So I guess that's it. Last night at the school. I thought West Point would be a boring city to stay at, but it really wasn't. I think the mix between killing the zombies, working on the base, leveling up mechanics, looting, like all of this made it easier. Once I got to the main base, I repaired the generators and threw away all of the rotten food that was in the fridge. After I organized the items we had in the van, I took both cars to the workshop so I could fix them, and the van is in terrible condition. I fixed what I could, but we ran out of metal sheets here in the base, so I can't really craft all of the armor for it. And that's it. Another 100 days. See you.